Hello my Mercurial mercenaries, this is just a quick video regarding an article I just read. This article, entitled, Watch Mac DeMarco Play New Song, I Like Her. One of the first things I want to mention is the very first words of this article. Bafflingly successful indie rock star Mac DeMarco has been touring Europe in support of his recent album, Here Comes a Cowboy. Now, what we're going to move on to here is the fact that he played a new song, and I thought it was about time we listened to a bit more Mac DeMarco. Not all of you agree with me on that one, but what I wanted to talk about first of all is just, it's a flippant throwaway line, but bafflingly successful indie rock star. Now, it's not as if no one has ever said to me, Mercurial number 6, we've listened to Mac DeMarco and we think he sounds decidedly middle of the road. What is it that you see in him that we can't hear? Well, I haven't watched too much of him in person to know whether I want to kind of align myself to him personally. But, and I mentioned this in my previous video, there's something about him that I wish I was more like. He's so laid back, he's so easygoing. And when it comes to his music, whether it's true or not, he makes it seem like it comes easily. It does at least feel that a warm, catchy song will just emanate from his sweat pores. Whereas someone else would go to a fun fair and just get on a big wheel and go round and round in the air, it sounds like Mac DeMarco will go there, eat a toffee apple, and with the strain of moving his jaw and his teeth to eat through the toffee, he'll just sweat out a decent song. And that's what I like. And through the albums that I've listened to and through the albums that we've done discovers of, his music feels like a really nice sleeping bag. A really nice sleeping bag. You know, when you go camping on a cold day, I don't do a lot of this. I tend to wear a top hat, walking stick, horse-drawn carriage. But if you were to go camping on a cold day, the kind of sleeping bag that you get into, and it feels warm. It doesn't feel constricting though. It's still a little bit loose, but it feels warm. This is what I've got to say to you Mac DeMarco naysayers. Just imagine Mac DeMarco as a warm musician that you can just slip into, kind of, not sexually. But anyway, according to some people, Mac DeMarco's success is baffling. Now, of course, I'd need to have examples of the kind of musicians that these people think are unbafflingly successful. But anyway, apparently there's a new song that Mac DeMarco has been playing live recently, and I just wanted to hear it to remind myself of that warm, melted cheese. Warm, melted cheese. Molten. God, oh, Jesus Christ. I don't talk some fucking bollocks. Okay, so we're talking a phone held up like that with crowd talk. He's wearing a hat. He's wearing a hat. Sounds a little bit out of tune already. No, let's listen to that again. That's purposefully it. That's just a different. He's just playing a different chord. He's playing a strange chord on purpose. That chord there. Second chord. I like that. Bass centers. Okay, the chords sound skewed, and that's a recurring theme for Mac DeMarco. Things sounding skewed. There's those warm, dry 70s drums. Here we we go.
I'd give the world to her.
I'd give the world to love her.
As long as my heart's still beating.
As long as my heart's still beating.
As long as she's next to me.
As long as she's next to me, I'd give the world to love her. As long as my heart's still beating. As long as she's next to me. So, is this song called I Like Her? Or is this just what the person who's filmed the video like that? The person, right, who we moan about, who stands at a gig like this, and you have to look at the back of the damn phone. But then they put it on YouTube, and then the likes of me watch the damn thing. So we moan about the people doing it in the first place, but we're still watching the end result. So far, whatever this song will end up being called, if he ever puts it on an album, it's coming from a nice place. And just like John Lennon did a bit when he was with Yoko, it's another song where I think he's being very heartfelt. Very Here Comes the Cowboy. But I like those chords. I like those chords.
I'd give the world to her.
It's just a woozy.
As long as my heart's still beating.
As long as my heart's still beating.
As long as she's next to me.
As long as she's next to me.
As long as this love's still fleeting.
Now, I just pulled the headphones slightly off my ear then, so I'm not sure. As long as my heart's still what?
As long as this love's still fleeting.
As long as this love's still fleeting.
As long as she's next to me.
As long as she's next to me.
As long as this love's still fleeting.
Luckily for you, the cough that I just did isn't part of the lyrics. Mac DeMarco didn't go, as long as this... When you got one of the greatest drummers in the world, I want a drum machine and a... As long as this love's still fleeting, is that what he says?
As long as she's next to me.
As long as she's next to me.
As long as this love's still fleeting.
As long as this love's still fleeting. Cause I like
You know what I'm
her.
saying? It's kind of cute.
Love or like? Hang on. Because I love her? I think he's saying, I can see the guy's titled the video I like her. It sounds like he's saying because I love her. Hang on. As long as my scalp's still flaking. I think it's because I love her. Hang on. As long as my scalp's still flaking. Sounds like he's saying, wait a minute, what's the rest? Love. Wouldn't say love. Because I love her. Once more. Once more. I'll listen properly now and not talk. It sounds like he's saying because I love her.
See what I'm saying? It's kind of cute.
Yeah. So he says, you know, it sounds kind of cute. So far, I like the chords. I do like well, again, this guy has the ability to sweat out a warm, gentle, warm song. But like I said, I think some of the greatest songs come from a place of being underneath a load of trash, rubbish, garbage, and not in a place of warmth, in a place of cold, in an igloo. How many? See, I reckon now there's a good chance if you put a songwriter in an igloo, they'll probably come up with their best work. Anyway, he loves her again. He loves her again, right?
I
say then?
See what I'm saying? It's kind of cute.
I can't cold-blooded.
I can't call blindly. Hang on.
I can't cold-blooded. 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 Cold-blooded.
I can't cold blinded. So we can do this. Shh.
I can't cold-blooded. I draw my own blood.
I draw my own blind. Hang on. His ears saying about blinds.
I can't cold-blooded. I can't cold-blooded.
I cannot cold blinded. I draw my own blinds. I draw my own blind. I like that line. But what's the preceding line? I cannot cold blinded. I draw my own blind. That's right, we'll get it. Shush. Shut up. Here we go.
I draw my own blood.
I like that. I draw my own blind.
As long as she's there beside me.
As long as she's there beside me.
Life could feel so good.
Life could feel so good. Hang on. Does he really say that?
Life could feel so good.
He really does. He says life could feel so good, right? So he's his own set of blinds. I draw my own blind.
As long as she's there beside me.
As long as she's there beside me. Life could feel so good.
'Cause I like.
'Cause I like. Now it's like, now this was obviously the first time I've ever listened to this, but it's like he was singing this line directly to me in response to what I said earlier. Even though I'm saying this in the present, this is the past. It's like he's foreseen the future, Watchmen style. Mr. Manhattan. He saw this. They don't call him Mac Mr. Manhattan Marco for nothing.
'Cause I like.
'Cause I like her.
Could it be make-believe?
Could it be make-believe?
Am I just walking through a dream?
Or am I just walking through a dream? Could it be make-believe? Am I just walking through a dream?
Am I just walking through a dream?
Am I? Could it be make-believe? Or am I just walking through a dream? Yeah. Sounds like he's been listening to a lot of Paul McCartney.
Haven't felt this way in such a long time.
I haven't felt this way in such a long time. You know, earlier I was saying that Mac DeMarco sweats a warm song. Paul McCartney shit songs like this in the 60s. He just shat them out. Like Ringo, John, they'd shout into the bathroom while Paul was, Paul, you're right in there! And he's like, I've just shat another 5 warm songs out. And we're like, that's all right, you can leave them where they are. Make sure you pull the flush. But Mac DeMarco's playing them. It's all right.
To believe that I like
There it is.
I like her. I like her. I like her. And then he sort of dispels it to the audience with just there it is. You know, here's a new song, or here's a song. I like her. There it is. There it is. That's allegedly a new Mac DeMarco song, which he just spat out into the world. My first reaction to it, first genuine reaction, he likes her. Sounded like a Beatles song. It sounded like the sort of song that Paul McCartney would get criticised for. Throwaway love song. It sounded like a song that comes from a happy place, sugar sweet. I didn't get a sense of irony or underlying bitterness there. It sounded like something that could be in the same vein as a song from Here Comes the Cowboy. It's all right. What I like about Mac DeMarco, like I was saying before, is just the overall vibe, the warm feeling of putting on a sweater, or my analogy of getting into a sleeping bag, although it was a bit weird slipping inside a musician. That was a little bit odd. But yeah, what did you think of that one then, my mercenaries? Let me know down below. Make sure you pull the flush! Let me know down below. And also let me know whether you think Mac DeMarco's success is baffling.